Hi, my name is Jean Moroney. I'm the president of Thinking Directions and a longtime objectivist. And I'd like to share with you a quote from Atlas Shrugged from very close to the beginning of Galt's speech. Man's mind is his basic tool of survival. Life is given to him, survival is not. His body is given to him, its sustenance is not. His mind is given to him, its content is not. To remain alive, he must act, and before he can act, he must know the nature and purpose of his action. He cannot obtain his food without knowledge of food and of the way to obtain it. He cannot dig a ditch or build a cyclotron without a knowledge of his aim and of the means to achieve it. To remain alive, he must think. Now, to understand why I actually get so emotional at such a fairly theoretical passage from Atlas Shrugged, I need to give you a little bit of the context here. So I am not one of the people who read Atlas Shrugged and became an objectivist overnight. It was 7 years between the time I read the novel and decided I agree with Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand was right. It was a long process for me. And in fact, I read the novel because a boyfriend said I should read it. And I liked the novel. I loved fiction. I read essentially nonfiction at the time that I read Atlas Shrugged. I found it stimulating, but I was not at all philosophical. And I actually think I remember reading this passage. And it really struck me at the time. I think it's the first time that I really, I don't know why I wasn't struck by the money speech or something else, but for whatever reason, this passage is the one philosophical passage I remember from reading Atlas Shrugged the first time through. And what I thought, very naively, I thought, this is important. I could have thought of that. And I believe within a couple of days it occurred to me, I didn't think of that. This is an important passage. And it's interesting to me now, looking back. This was literally what? Oh my God, I'm afraid to calculate how many years, decades and decades ago that I read Atlas Shrugged. And my whole business now is on thinking skills, and thinking is your means of survival, and how do you use this tool of survival. So it struck me at the time. I already valued my mind. That's the way Ayn Rand got to me, is that I already valued my mind. And in this passage, I didn't just see the characters who used their mind, but she talked to me, and she talked to me about something that was my value and that I knew mattered. And that was her way in to everything else, because I basically had to change my entire working philosophy in order to become an objectivist. So this passage is very important to me, and I hope that it is meaningful to you too.